Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Before the game begins this evening, I thought I'd just say that I am aware that we've had a bit of a barren spell in front of goal this tournament. So I've come up with a bit of a plan to counter that called Shoot and You Might Score. But in light of recent events and getting our country back, which we're all delighted about, I've renamed it to Shoot Yourselves in the Foot. See. No, that's actually an error. It's just called Shoot Yourselves in the Foot. See, I thought this plan would be appropriate for tonight against Iceland in particular because they're not in the EU either. So we are going to ask questions of them. We're going to take a nice big leap into the dark. And if you are not happy with my team selection, then, I'll just call you inexpert. And I will say that you belong in a dugout too. That's my best comeback, and that's all I've got. But no, I am going to make a few changes of a seismic quality myself. Sterling, who we all know, and not necessarily love, has fallen from grace. Which is why I'm going to pick Raheem to start tonight, because that's the thing about this Article 50 years of hurt. You're not meant to think straight. You see, I don't get fooled by numbers, you see. 49 million sterling for Sterling was the price advertised, but it won't be worth that much soon, you know. He's losing value as fast as you can say Joe Cole. So, but now with anticipation that Iceland will park the bus. And for people not familiar with that term, I don't mean a bus with a lie slapped on the side of it, or a literal bus for that matter. I mean when the opposition camps in their own half. I have anticipated that, and I've chosen players who are direct and who have pace as slippery as what is his name? This is that guy who he came out of his house the other day and to a big crowd of people with police everywhere, a bit of booing, big yellow, wild hair. Valderrama, him. No, ladies and gentlemen, I know that the British are used to being lied to, and I'm also aware that people are capable of tremendous stupidity and sometimes should be given such a great responsibility when they don't know how to use it. I mean, me, for instance, I still don't know what my best side is, and I've had the whole year off having to think about it, so I do apologise for that. But I do also hold my hands up and say that I've lied. I'm guilty of lying about key campaign statements, about playing players who are in form. You know, I didn't select the informed Danny Drinkwater, who had an excellent campaign, but chose instead Jordan Henderson. But I will say that I did choose Jordan to give a working-class victory to Sunderland, his hometown. But obviously that mindfulness has turned into mindlessness, and it has backfired. But hopefully the following won't backfire. I can reassure you that as part of my plan, I've decided that if we do get knocked out of the Euros, I'm going to see if we can stay in it. Because contrary to popular opinion, you can have your cake and eat it, especially if you're British. So that's the plan. But if we do get knocked out of the Euros at some point, I mean, France do have a stronger economy than us now, then we might just have to accept that we're out of it, even if we do have regrets. But I do feel like I've chosen the right players who are fit to play this game. You know, I've based my decisions on gut feeling, emotion and nostalgia, rather than using my head. You know, some of you might respond to that and say that this plan of mine, whatever it is unachievable in reality without causing an enormous amount of pain and destruction, and I do apologise for that, especially to you, the English fans, you know, the England supporters who are ordinary, decent people. If we do get knocked out of Europe, it will be an abundant waste of talent. Sure, the tournament's not perfect. We've seen poor policing, we've seen woeful penalties, but it does hold on to something that we believe in. And I will say, as a manager who was coached all over Europe and has been allowed to work all over Europe and knows 5 languages fluently, I will say the following to you. that it is simply a misunderstanding. The idea that you can get your identity only from being British and excluding yourself from the rest of the world. In the words of Leo Ferdinand, come off it.